Okay, we are going to quickly go through what we're supposed to do for our demo of our selection tool background photo. So just a quick reminder, always check the to-do list. There's going to be a lot of information on here that you can just click to and get more information about. And like this video is going to be posted here, for example. If you are unsure of what we did last time, here's also further instructions for you to make sure you see things. So like your filters or the selection tool slideshow. Things like that. So jumping in right away, we're following our instructions. Make sure you do your Padlet. If you don't do that, please reach out to a friend to help you get your Padlet, because those are due at the end of the class period today. We're going to do a check-in, or if ask me if you still can't figure it out, but I'm very confident you can. You're very capable of doing it. So please ask 3 others before you do so. So the first thing that you're going to do for our selection project is you're going to go over to your image bank, okay? And this is right here. So go to the image bank and you're going to download one of the backgrounds, okay? So I'm going to do, let's just do the cow one. I'm going to go up and press the dots up in the upper right corner and make sure that I download attachment. Another way you can do it, as it says here on the side for instructions, is you open up the actual photo, press the 3 dots, and also download attachment. Okay, so it's going to show up as move JPEG, and that's when you know you got to download it. And notice it's a downloaded folder. So we're going to go open up to Photoshop, and you can see I can start working on one already. And I'm going to go open, and there's my pictures of Adam. You got to love that one. And then you're going to go into your downloads folder, and you're going to find what you just downloaded. Okay, there it is. Okay, I pre-opened up a bunch of different photos that I know that are going to work when I do my selection tools. So think of the 3 things that you want to add to your photo, and then make sure they're also Creative Commons license. Okay. So the first one that I'm going to do is this cat. Okay, so you're very familiar with doing the lasso tool, which we did with our annoying fruit photo. And if I draw the lasso tool, it's kind of hard to control or get super close to the photo without really like messing it up. But if I did it and I press Control copy and I put it on my paste here, you see that there's like a white background, and for this project I necessarily don't actually want that. So I'm going to Control Z and show you there's other ways that you can select the subject and make it so that those marching ants are a little bit closer. Okay, so first I'm going to press deselect. One tool that you can use is called the marquee tool. Okay, and what's cool about the marquee tool is it definitely does legs in it. But what I want to really emphasize and show you really quick is how to get more space, how to subtract, and how to add selected space. So the first thing that you're going to do is look up at this bar over here. Okay, so this means I am going to add space to the marquee or to the rectangle, and this means I'm going to subtract or take away space. Okay, the other way that you can do this is if I press Shift and make the marquee, it's going to change the shape. You see how it added more to that. Okay, so that's pressing Shift. If I press Alt and do the exact same thing, it's going to take away what I just did. But notice it can only do it in rectangular shapes because it's the rectangular tool. Okay, so that's something to think about because you can use that add and subtract in every single type of your selection tools. So you can use the rectangular marquee tool. The next tool I want you to look over here is the selection tools. Okay, so the thing. So if you click on this arrow down here, let's see if I can get it to show. There we go. Yours might show like this with it says object selection tool. Then there's also the quick selection tool and the magic wand tool. What I'd like for you to check on is the quick selection tool. Okay, so first I'm going to deselect this. What's cool about the quick selection tool is if you have a really contrasted background and foreground in your picture, so like orange versus white, if I just drag my quick selection tool, it is going to identify the boundary of the shape that I want, right? So what's cool is now I can pick up my mouse and now continue with the rest of the cat. I don't have to do it all in one shot, okay? And if I press Control copy and I go to the move, now I have a much more clearer cut. I have a little bit of white space kind of by the tail. So if I go back to the original photo and go to and press Alt, when I drag it, I can clear up that space. If I'm not quite sure, another really good life hack is change the zoom, right? And zoom in, which I know is kind of weird because it's the butt of the cat. Whoops. but you can definitely zoom in and make sure that you have the right like parts lined up here with there. So now I'm going to press Control Copy again. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I am still kidding on this. There we go. Oop. Oh, get the right tool. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. There we go. Press Control Copy. And zoom back out to, what was it, 66%. And go to here. And now I have my cat. Now to access just the cat photo, I notice it's a little bit bigger because the photo is there. So make sure you press Transform. So Control T, and you're going to shrink the cat. So now there is a cat about to pounce. And maybe I'll rotate the cat. Or maybe I'll flip the cat. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Woo! And have fun making the cat funky. There we go. So that is one image, okay? If I go to another thing that I can do is, if you guys notice, one of the toolbars pops up right here. If I press Select Subject, the brain of Photoshop will start to notice the difference between the background and the foreground and do its best to just automatically make the marching ants around the shape you want. So something I do want you to really pay attention to, though, is if you don't have the marching ants connecting, it's not going to take the whole photo. So you got to make sure the marching ants do what you want to do. Okay, so again, Control Copy, Control V, and then Control Transform, or Control T. We'll put an avocado here. And then the last photo, of course, this is one of my favorites of Adam Driver, is if I do, let's see what happens. If I press Select Subject, it's going to take a minute. And it automatically did kind of what I wanted it to do. But if I press Alt, I can go, whoop. Selection tool. Oh, it kind of did. Let's see what it does. So we go back to the mood. There we go. And now I have Adam Driver upside down. And I'm going to have him riding a cow, because that's what he does. All right, so now we have all of our amazing photos here, and this is what your job is today, is to try and find silly other images to put on, and we'll call it like clip onto your backgrounds to make a silly scene. Okay, if you have any questions, please check the tutorials. If you guys notice, if you hover over this, you can learn about what the actual tool does.